Howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about the State of the Union. There is no unity. None. The United States today is as politically divided as it was during desegregation. Washington, D.C. isn't the best and brightest, it's the best of the worst. Trump's wall dominates the headlines, even though 69% of Americans feel it isn't a priority. Families are still getting ripped apart for walking across a line in the sand. The government and large corporations telling you to conserve, while constantly attacking and destroying the environment. There's $3.4 billion spent on lobbying and corruption in this country. The news, well, it tells you how to feel rather than informing you. The drug war, it's still raging. Innocent people who harm nobody are getting locked in cages. Masculinity's become so fragile that men are posting photos of themselves holding guns on Facebook over a razor ad. Teachers, well, they got to be prepared for combat. Systemic racism, yeah, that's still a thing. There's a concerted effort to mock the youth of this country, discredit them. Hate crimes are on the rise, and there are literal Nazis in the street. That's the State of the Union today. But what about the State of the Union tomorrow? Americans are sharing memes on Facebook talking about what sugar does to wet concrete, and they're buying land along the border to tie up that wall in court. Americans are still fighting for others' ability to seek safety and freedom here, even if it means they end up in cuffs. We've researched for ourselves and realized that 8 companies produce more pollution than the entire citizenry of the United States. Those DC politicians, they become less and less powerful as communities strengthen themselves from within. And even though many were purged on social media, independent journalists the world over are still fighting, trying to separate fact from fiction. Men who are actually masculine have found it within themselves to openly mock those who believe masculinity is the suppression of others. Teachers, yeah, they've started a whole bunch new, diverse ways to combat violence in schools. People of all races are starting to join together and speak out against that systemic racism. Today's youth, yeah, they're on the front line of most of these battles. As, you know, the older generations portray them as weak, while they wait for Trump to build a wall for them to hide behind. In the Pacific Northwest and the southeastern United States, right-wing three-percenters and the John Brown Gun Club, as left-wing as they come, are joining together to keep Nazis off the street, even if it means with guns. We don't defeat tyranny and oppression by complying with it while we fight it. We defeat it by ignoring it while we quietly create our own systems to replace it. The State of the Union? I don't have a clue. The state of those people who care? Well, they're in a state of defiance. Anyway, it's just a thought. Now, it's going to get a little different here. During Trump's State of the Union, he offered to sell the ability to have your name scrolled. He gave money to his campaign. You would have your name on his live stream. I made a joke, said if you donated $3.50 to a domestic violence shelter that I support, I would say your name during this video. It was a joke I made on my personal profile. It was a joke until it wasn't, and people started sending money. So, Greed Media, Aaron Raymond, James Woods, I'm paying you to never say my name ever. Kelly Bauer and the Center for Animal Health and Welfare, Jason Arnold, Billy Rod, Peter Kropotkin, Gary Ferner, Jay Martin, Justin Swanstrom, Chadwick Wingett, Laura Jenkins, Lorelei Couts, Peggy Martinez, Priscilla Hernandez, Pamela Lockwood, and one cheeky fellow who calls himself Scooter Magruder. Thank you, guys, and do not think I didn't notice that y'all sent a lot more than $3.50 each. Y'all have a good night.